Hola, buenos días. Estoy solo con mi hija menor porque Riley, mamá, está en el set de un programa de televisión. Entonces yo soy el padre solo. I am all alone with my youngest daughter today.
We got to meet the beautiful and talented Riley. That was, and you were not at all like the Conways.
That was awesome.
You were not at all like the Conways putting Claudia Conway on American Idol. You were not exploiting her at all for television, even though she's very pretty and you just shoved her right on camera with us earlier.
Just shoved her right on camera. Go make mommy proud. Bring back the babies for mommy. Talk about a QAnon conspiracy.
Did you see they broadcast Kellyanne's spidery face on American Idol? Good luck, honey.
I
Good luck.
didn't want to watch it. It looked too creepy and Orwellian to me.
It was.
Oh. Hey, like, stay away. It's not your thing.
Yeah, exactly. By the way, did you see Al Franken funny? Good at impressions, and he is no Carlos Alzraki as Mitch McConnell impressions go.
Well, Jim Ward, let's be honest now. Jim Ward does the best Jim McConnell. I'm just a cheap imitation of Jim Ward. Okay, let's be honest.
That's true. Some people did do Jim Ward's impression of whoever, but you are also a fantastic impressionist in your own right.
Thank you, Stephanie. I really appreciate it. My Fauci probably is right up there. I'm going to go on record and say that mine is better than Brad Pitt's.
Yes.
I'm also better looking.
It's true. Al Franken talking about Mitch McConnell yesterday, that was pretty funny.
Well, I served with Mitch for about 9 years, and I didn't talk to him a lot, but he had a very good speechwriter, and I think the writer who wrote that speech. And so when I would talk to him, it'd be after he gave a really good speech on like a commemoration of 9/11 or at a spouse dinner or something. And I remember once going up to him and saying, like, I really liked your speech last night. And he said, well, you can't go wrong when you quote Mansfield. And I was the spouser. And I said, and I just took a chance. I said, I really like your speeches better that aren't in the service of evil. And he said, I like the evil ones better.
So he knows he's evil. Yeah, he knows he's evil.
Wow, evil better.
Here he goes.
At one point in the speech, he said that, incitement is a legal term, but there's no doubt that he provoked this. And that's the same thing, Mitch.
It is true. Provoking is that is incitement. It is okay. All right, and one more. Al Franken.
Then he said, well, there's criminal and civil consequences here, and and he could be charged and be a flight risk, so he would be charged and be in a maximum security prison with, violent.
I hate to interrupt.
Criminal.
I hate to interrupt his perfect impression of Mitch McConnell.
All right, I had to stand up for Mark Carlos Alzraki because he's a fantastic senator, comedian. He's no Carlos Alzraki.
No, I would say that Al Franken did his best to capture what I sound like, and I commend him, just as I have, as always, heretofore and with evil.
Okay, so we've been talking all morning about fight. You're both awful between Mitch McConnell and Donald Trump. So Trump, yeah. Oh yes, cat fight, please. Oh, or big bag of rats.
Yeah.
Just bite each other. Bitey. Big bag of rats.
Bitey.
Okay. Trump issued a caustic and highly personal statement against Mitch McConnell. Mitch is a dour, sullen, unsmiling political hack. And if Republican senators are going to stay with him, they will not win again. First of all, have you ever seen Donald Trump smile? What dour, sullen, and unsmiling political? Okay, whatever. Pot, kettle, it's for you. McConnell penned an op-ed in the Wall Street Journal defending his decision, to condemn Trump for the attack. That particularly angered Trump. Trump dictated the statement himself, and the version that went out was toned down from his original comments, which wanted to mention McConnell's multiple chins.
Oh, God.
Republicans are like those guys that they're like think they're animal lovers and they're like, I'm gonna crawl into the gorilla compound. I can communicate with gorilla. Don't do it. No, the gorillas they love me and I can communicate.
I can live with the bears. The bears want me to live with them.
Right.
Yeah.
Carlos, that's basically what happened at the beginning of 28 Days Later.
Yeah.
We want to free the chimpanzees because
They'll be fine. Let them out of their cages.
Siegfried and Roy. No.
Yeah.
The
tigers, they love me.
The tigers love to perform for us.
Daddy a hug. Yeah, that's what Republicans are. They thought they could tame the beast. It's that's a Frankenstein monster. It's John St. Clair and Penny Dreadful who comes through the body of another Frankenstein. That's who Trump is. He's the more evil creature that leaks inside another evil creature.
You loved him when he was putting on the Ritz. Yeah, but now, right? You'd like him to. Yeah, now it's not so super duper, is it? No.
It's super duper.
You brought me an abnormal brain. What?
And then the capitulation of Lindsey Graham has gone to new lows. It's
he's so nervous. What's with the licking his lips all the time?
Oh man, he's like, oh, they got the videos. I know they got the videos. Oh, what can I say to not piss off Mitch? But please, Trump, my master. Talk about a Renfield. Yeah. I mean, he's giving Kellyanne. He's starting to grow Kellyanne spider legs. My name is Lindsey. What's happening?
I mean, I understand why he would need to keep his lips constantly wet for, what he does for Trump. But my point, I'm talking about politically. Okay, what did you think I meant? Okay, okay. So Aaron Rupar tweeted, Larry Kudlow has been wrong about every major economic development for the past 20 years and worked for an administration that left the economy in a ditch. So naturally, Fox Business gave him his own show, which I'm hoping is going to be entitled "Valuable Minerals from Greenland" and will be on during cocktail hour. And his guests will be Emily, Rudy, and Judge Janine.
They got a lot of valuable minerals.
All right. Wow, he already went all potty mouth about Kamala Harris. Did you see that yesterday? Yep. He's okay. Harris, of course, keeps being taken entirely out of context on her comments about vaccine distribution, which she said was completely correct. She said there was no national strategy for plan for vaccinations. We were leaving it to the states and local leaders to try and figure it out. And in so many ways, we were starting from scratch on something that's been raging for almost a year. She didn't say they didn't have a vaccine or they're starting from scratch on the vaccine. She clearly said vaccination plan. But anyway, here was Larry Kudlow's. Apparently, a couple cocktails in.
There's the whole setup for it.
Okay.
In many ways, we're starting from scratch on something that's been raging for almost an entire year.
That was Vice President Kamala Harris making false about the administration's vaccine.
They forgot his mic was on already.
Oh, God. Oh, but his ties. Doesn't he have lovely pictures of his ties?
He was saying...
Isn't he the guy whose wife paints pictures of his ties?
His wife paints.
Yes.
Oh, perfect. Okay, so he went on to say this.
Yes.
Now, earlier on Fox News Channel, I made some comments about that clip. You might have read about it. If not, you can Google it. I may have said a bad word. I'm not usually a guy who swears. But what the vice president said just burned me up and is simply not true, okay? It is somewhere between cognitive dissonance and an outright falsehood lie. And we, the Trump administration, not everything went perfectly. I sat on the task force. Operation Warp Speed was one of our greatest triumphs.
Not everything went perfectly on the COVID response, you think?
Yeah.
Wow.
Right. What is she saying was exactly true. There was no national strategy or plan for vaccinations when the Trump administration, when they took office, obviously after Trump. Vaccines were shipped to states, and then they and local leaders were forced to try to figure out distribution, transport, which requires sub-zero temperatures, how to administer the vaccine, who should get it first, how to schedule, whether or not to have mass vaccination sites, how to pay for it all, everything. Zero help, including basics like exactly when to expect how many doses from the federal government. They had no plan. So what she said was exactly correct, right?
Yeah. Along with everything else, which forces states to make uncomfortable decisions, like Gavin Newsom, like enacted the Defense Production Act right off the bat and required, companies to open up to distribute everything federally with not, you've been loyal to me, you haven't been loyal to me. None of this would have happened.
Right. I mean, Jared Kushner, he needs to be prosecuted. He's on record. He's saying they're just blue states. Who cares? Let them figure it out, when this all started. Dr. Fauci, who also, you're right, does not do as good a Dr. Fauci as you do, but here he is.
Oh.
Anyway.
What I think the vice president is referring to is that the actual plan of getting the vaccine doses into people's arms was really rather vague. I mean, it was not a well-coordinated plan. Getting the vaccines made, getting them shipped through Operation Warp Speed was okay.
Yeah, I love Fauci Unleashed. He's just been like...
Yeah, getting him into arms. They were injecting into earlobes, into shins.
I told them no arms.
No arms.
I want him to just go, you wouldn't like him when I'm angry, and he turns green. And
when I was walking down the aisle arm in arm with my sweetheart. But
he's absolutely right. There was no plan to go forward on a federal level. It was just the states do what you want to do, and if you were most loyal to me, I'll help you the most. And it was something that Biden addressed in the debate last night. He's like, federally, I can sort of try to enact what I want to have happen federally, but it does come down to the states.
Yeah.
And it really shouldn't. It really should be.
And all he ever cared about, Trump, was getting credit or blaming someone else. So, of course, there was no plan. Yeah. One more, Fauci.
I believe what the vice president is referring to is what is the process of actually getting these doses into people. That's something that we had to get much better organized now with getting the community vaccine centers, getting the pharmacies involved, getting mobile units involved. So that's what I believe she was referring to.
Yeah. Imagine if the president's last, 2 months or whatever would have been spent on trying to make sure that happened instead of trying to challenge an election that was legal and fair.
Yeah.
He put all his energy into himself, which he'll always do.
Yeah. I loved Fauci the first time he was on Rachel Maddow telling her how they wouldn't let him come on her show before. Don't you wish he just really just opened up, said what they actually said? No, they wouldn't let me come on your show, Rachel, because they said you were a giant les. And they said, right, just like if he said exactly what they said.
Yeah, I hear you're afraid of straight guys like me who want to put stick stuff in your arm.
They said don't go on her show. She doesn't like guys that stick stuff in her.
You know what's the matter with you is that you're not letting me on your show.